Today, Sad and I are gonna make some little galettes with plums. And we're gonna use some puff pastry that we got from the store. And I'm gonna have to show you something in just a second that is so neat. So we're gonna fan them out to prepare them to place on top of our galettes. But let me show you this. Look at these eggs. How one is speckled, one is kind of pink, one is kind of greenish blue, and a brown one. Did you know that the color of the eggs depend on the type of chicken, and there is a pigment that is placed on top of the eggshell, and the white eggs just don't have any pigment. But I just think that is so wonderful as to how we can find these different colored eggs. Now let's get back to our galette. I'm gonna set the puff pastry aside because it was still frozen, and I'm gonna allow it to thaw. And in the meantime, we're going to prepare our cream cheese filling. In this, we're gonna put a pinch of salt, as well as some powdered sugar and some vanilla. Finally, we're also gonna put a little bit of lemon zest and a few leaves from lemon thyme that we have. Now you see the white part is called the pith, and that tends to be very bitter, so you just want to get the zest, and preferably from a lemon that is an organic lemon. So we're going to place that in. Kind of need a new one. Look at there, this one is broken. And then here we're just going to take these little leaves and gently pull backwards. This, you can totally omit this, but it just gives it another little extra wonderful flavor. And we're just going to get these 3 little branches, put them in there, and then mix everything up. Before we mix everything up, I just want you to admire the beautiful colors here between the sugar, the zest, the thyme, and then the dark vanilla extract. So now let's get in here, and the cream cheese has been out of the refrigerator for about an hour, so it's softer. I'm just going to start like this so we don't get a powdery cloud everywhere. We're going to make sure that this is nicely creamed together. And this is about right. Now we'll set this aside and finish cutting the rest of the plums. When my husband came home with these the other day, I got so excited to think about all the ways we can prepare this. Now carefully with the knife, just go gently around so you don't damage the plum, and just get the pit out. And then just make nice little teeny slices like this, and this will allow you to fan it out, and it's going to be so pretty. We're going to lightly dust our work surface and place our puff pastry right on here. Of course, remove the paper. And then we're just gonna roll it out a little bit. Ooh, this is a squeaky guy. And this is such an easy thing to make because the puff pastry you can actually keep in the freezer. And if you don't have fresh fruit, you could actually even do it with some canned peaches, and that would be delicious as well. I'm gonna bring it over like this to show me as to whether the center is, and we're just gonna cut it into fourths, and the same right here. There. And we'll do the same thing with the other one as well. We already have the base for 4 delicious pastries. With the spatula, I'm gonna get everything right here into the center, and then we will be able to start placing some of this cream cheese filling, absolutely delicious filling, right in the center of each one. And on top of this, we are going to place the plums. So let's divvy it out. We're also, at the end, going to be able to be a little bit more generous. I just want to make sure that we have enough for all of them. So we're just spreading it out a bit, just like this. And then the fruit will go right on top. Now we're going to get our fanned out plums and place them right on top, kind of fan them out again. And we'll take it right here. Look how pretty this already looks. And the reason we placed the cream cheese and the plums on kind of the ugly side of the dough is because when we fold it over, this will be the smoother side. I'm going to dip my brush into this heavy cream and just kind of brush it across the top so that when I crinkle it up, it will nicely stick. Usually it's very easy to do with a round surface, but these are square, so we shall see. I think they're still turning out pretty. And that's what's nice about galette. They're very rustic, so they definitely don't need to be perfect. And there we go, our first one. So let's do another one. Just gonna bring it in, kind of give it a pinch. Bring another one in, and just keep pinching them. There we go. Look at these cute little packages of goodness. Just grab the dough and kind of pinch it, pinch it, pinch it. And you could probably use water instead of heavy cream. That's just what was on the table. There we go. Now plums tend to be very sour sometimes, tart. So we're actually going to be quite generous with the sugar. And that's going to go right between all the layers. And it's going to make it so delicious. So you can kind of gauge the sweetness, but they do need a good bit of sugar just because they're so tart. Now here is what we'll do for our egg wash. We're going to put the egg yolk in the cream, and then we're just going to mix it really well and brush each pastry with it. And that's just the puff pastry part. And here we go. Right across the top of all of it. And you try not to do what I just did there. Egg, when it's baked, sometimes kind of makes everything smell bad if it burns. So we're going to try to be careful not to get any egg wash down there. Once these are all brushed with egg wash, we're going to sprinkle them with sugar. I'm going to just remove some of this egg wash with this piece of paper. And then, before the egg starts to dry, the egg wash starts to dry, we had some raw cane sugar. We're going to sprinkle that on top as well. And we'll do that with the rest of them. Now our pastries are ready, but you see how the dough has become soft? We're going to place these in the freezer for about 10 minutes and then place them in the oven. So now we're going to get the oven ready. We're going to take all the hot coals and ashes out in order to put the galette in. This is our ash bucket. We're going to place them right in here. With our brush right here, we're going to clean up the oven floor. So let's check the temperature. It's still a bit too high. So what we're going to do is open up the damper so the heat can escape from the chimney. Let's check it again. Look at there. We're just about there. Perfect. Our beautiful galettes that are frozen are going in. And we'll close the door. And now we will close the damper, and that will keep the heat in the oven. I think it is time. The aroma coming out from this oven is absolutely amazing. Oh wow, here is the unveiling. Oh, look at him. He smells so good. That crust is gonna be so nice and crunchy, and then that cream cheese in the bottom is gonna be heavenly. Wow. And here we are finally. We let them cool just a bit. I'm gonna bring it over here. And I can hardly wait to dig in. You know what? We're gonna place a little sprig of this thyme right on here. Oh, that looks good. Maybe even a flower. And then just a very, very fine dusting of powdered sugar. And here we go. I'm gonna dig in and wish you guys un buon appetito. As a matter of fact, I think you need to try to make them as well. Look at there, nice and flaky and crunchy, and that cream in there is going to be delicious.